would say that's got to be about 34 years ago.
35 years
35
ago.
years ago.
Almost 36.
Okay, so
1974, 75.
Back in the pit, and that was a fun place to play basketball. Had the pep band up in the corner and people sitting right on the floor.
Oh yeah, it's made it very interesting. Nice and loud, great atmosphere. Probably the best shooting gym in the UP. Couldn't ask for a better place to play.
Nice floor, and when you knew what was going on, you had the ability to press some of the teams with bigger floors.
Oh,
right.
Yes.
Mustangs are going to, I need this just for a split second, are going to take the opening tap, Veith, and I will get these put into the scorebook at the timeout. Veith loses the tap, and it's going to be handled there by Marshall. Zach Marshall is a transfer from Gwynn. He's got the ball looking inside. It's out of bounds off of Joey Richardson's foot. He was looking for Bingle down low. And the Mustangs start out a man-to-man defense. Dave, have you had a chance to watch these Mustangs play yet this year?
Oh, yeah, I watched them against Newberry and a few other games.
They will come after you all game long.
They play hard, quick.
Unfortunately, Zach Marshall's going to hit from long range. He has the first basket of the ball game on an out-of-bounds play. Negaunee with a 3-0 lead. Joe Richardson on the right wing. The Miners also playing man-to-man. Backdoor, beautiful pass by Kelto, and a finish by Ois. Andrew Kelto doesn't make that basket, but boy, that's a pretty pass. Here's
that was a very nice pass on that play.
Here's the man-to-man full-court press. They're going to run and jump and look for help. Kelto guarding Marshall. Marshall over the timeline this time. His shot's on the way, no good. Rebound, Bushy does a great job boxing out, but the ball is handled by Wills, and Kelto is going to defend, but Wills ends up with it on the other end. Here's Urin is going to try to get off the ground and loses the ball. Ois with the strip. Here come the Mustangs. The pace already frenetic. We've played a minute, and it feels like 2. Ois slowing things down. He's going to dribble and drive to the left side. Stop, find Kelto, top of the key. Kelto's going to swing it to Bushy. He's open for 3. It's on the way. No good. Rebound, Joe Richardson. Offensive rebound, first one of the ball game for the big forward from Munising. Ois in the corner to Richardson. Those offensive boards give you a whole nother possession. Ois is going to look for Kelto. Kelto's going to stop, dribble under, shots up. Good, Andrew Kelto. He made the big guys leave his feet and found a way to slither through. Bushy's going to steal the inbounds. Ois underneath from Bushy. Shots up. Good! Mustangs up 6-3. Here comes that press. 5:55 to go in the quarter. Marshall's going to break it this time. 3-on-1. Macario in the corner. And Negaunee throws it away.
Munising with a nice pace, pushing it up the court. Looking for one another.
Can they finish with this kind of pace? I think everybody will be dropping dead of exhaustion.
They'll have to keep up this pace to stay with the bigger Negaunee ball club.
They're going to go look down low. Richardson was open, but didn't give himself a chance to collect the ball. He's got to square his body and collect that from Ois. He's got a layup. Instead, it's a turnover. Here comes Negaunee on the other end. In the corner to Willis. He's going to back Bushy down. That's a mismatch favoring Negaunee. On the drive is Urin. Joe Richards, Garrett Veith with the steal. Veith on the way to the other end. Off the basket. Good.
Nice play. Good finish by Veith. Veith took the ball from the free throw line, full court for the layup.
8-3 Munising
on a nice run here.
The undefeated Negaunee Miners coming to town. This was a spirited game in Negaunee. Could you have drawn a better start for the Mustangs?
No, you couldn't. They're playing really well right now. They're moving the ball. They're looking for one another. They made some great passes already to set plays up for easy buckets.
Specifically, that Andrew Kelto pass to Ois for the first basket, and then out of the press, Bushy with a nice wraparound pass to Ois. And those are the 2 better passes of the game. Mustangs ahead 8-3. And in my wildest dreams, I didn't think it would start like this. Remember, Marshall canned a 3 for the first points of the ball game, so Munising on an 8-0 run. And they're going to turn the ball over again, but defending is Kelto. Negaunee's going to have to hustle to get it over, and they will make it over the timeline. Marshall looks like he can be pestered tonight. Kelto's going to be doing the pestering. Dan Bingle to Marshall. Kelto all over him. In the wing, that's Wills. Wills isn't going to drive. He's going to give it to Urin. Urin to Wills. Beautiful pass to Bingle and off the glass and good. There's Negaunee's front line moving the ball very well. Munising with nobody as tall as any of those three players, and they moved the ball very well that time. Owis, 15-foot jumper, rattles around, no good. Rebound to Macario. I'm talking about the height of those three guys at the front line. Now you add in Macario, who handles the ball as well as any big guy. And Marshall for three on the other end, no good. Owis with the rebound. A little bit of a break. It's Marshall and Owis back. Owis is going to attack, no good. He's fouled. Bailout call, perhaps, Doug?
I think it was a little bit of a bailout. He had the easy left-hand layup where he should have taken, and he brought it back over to draw the foul, which still is a very good play on his part.
He is
get their point guard in foul trouble, would be nice.
Owis is a fun player to watch. Tell you something he did in Superior Central. He split his first 2 free throws, and then he made his next 12. So misses the first, makes the second. 9-5 is the score. We've played one half of quarter number 1, and the Mustangs will turn the press on. Marshall gets it to Urin. Urin's going to drive down the right side, leave it for Macario. The big cat to Wills. Wills guarded by Bushy. Looking inside, Joe Richardson giving up a lot of height to Bingle. Marshall now top of the key. Macario corner pocket. Three-pointer is good. Same exact spot on the floor that Marshall made his. So Negaunee hits 2 from downtown to claw within 1 here. 3:45 to go. Quarter number 1. 9-8 Munising. Bushy is going to drive. Gets by the big guy and goes up, and lots of contact. No call. Bush getting no respect down low, going in with the trees. I like the fact he's taking it in there aggressive, though.
Yes, he's got to take it in there. Could have finished a little bit better on the shot, but he had him up. Could have got on the foul. And
Wills for 3. It's good. Negaunee has hit 3 from long range to take an 11-9 lead. And the Mustangs back on their heels a little bit once Negaunee breaks their press. 3:09 to go. 11-9. Negaunee with their second lead of the game. Richardson's going to cross over and dance and get it to Bushy. He was going to go on Macario but won't. Bushy has the ball poked away, and great hustle there by...
back. Good call. Good call.
One referee missed it. The other referee got it. Great hustle that time by Tanner Urin. Goes down on the ground, steals it from Bushy, and throws it into the backcourt, not realizing where he was on the dive. Very athletic, Tanner Urin. Owis on the left wing. V, top of the key. To Kelto. He's going to go on. Urin shots up. No good. Andrew Kelto is giving up. How many inches to Kyle Wills?
I'd say Wills is probably about 6'4", 6'5".
And Kelto's about 5'6", so 10 inches?
Oh, at least.
But he's giving up a lot of quickness, as Wills, and Kelto took him to the hole that time. Free throw number 1 is good. And they gave the score to the wrong person on the scoreboard. It should be 11-10, but it reads 12.
Nice shot.
And they're going to need to
fix
that up.
It
should be 11-11. The scoreboard is wrong. Randy Rockhill working on it. Owis guarding Marshall. Macario to Wills. Scoreboard's correct at 11s. And there's a moving screen on Bingle. Number 5. 2:30 to go. Mustangs squarely in this ball game, 11-11. We have yet to commit a foul. That's the 3rd on Negaunee. Kelto with the basketball. Now Bushy. Owis running through the lane. Top of the key to V. V to Owis. Owis going to show and go. What a move to get in, but he can't make the shot. He went in the trees. Lots of defenders in there, no good. Rebound to Negaunee. They'll come in the opposite direction. Zach Marshall dribbling at the top of the key. Enters to Wills. Urin giving up, guarded by Owis. A lot of difference in height there. In fact, there isn't a Mustang on the floor guarding anybody. Kelto's going to get in close and nearly steal it from Wills. Wills has it. Other direction now Marshall. Marshall to Urin. He's going to drive on Bushy. Did he travel or did Bushy foul him?
I think they're going to call the foul on Bushy.
It is.
Which could have been easily an offensive foul on your end with the elbow push-off.
He absolutely had his arm out. Bush was riding him a little bit, though, so pretty good call.
Yes.
1:40 to go in the quarter. Top of the key to Macario. Now Marshall. Marshall dribbling to his left. 136. A little bit of a weave for Negaunee. Bingle to Macario. Macario's going to carry the ball.
That was a very good call.
He doesn't like it. The big cat is disappointed. They set it up to get people to start watching the weave. Macario, a little Harlem Globetrotters-ish, takes the ball inside, but he carried the ball to get there. 126. Mustangs have been known to take the last minute or two off the clock. This time they will not, and OS's three is long. As great as Kenya has played in the last couple of games, his stroke from afar has not been true. Macario for three, no good. Rebound to Ois. He skies high for his size. Ois gets it to Kelto. Kelto to Bushy. Bushy's going to attack left side. Lots of contact and held
They're going to
ball.
call a jump ball on that.
And you know, there was a good seal on the ball by Wills or Bingle. I can't remember which one it was. So pretty good call, really. Bushy's going to find it tough sledding to go in there with the big guys. Kelto with the basketball. 45 seconds to go. Macario guarding Kelto. Gives him a hip. Kelto keeps his dribble. They're looking down low to Richardson. 37 seconds, and they're going to probably wait for one now, unless it's a really good try. Yep, they're going to slow things down. And historically, this means Ois taking over with about 6 or 7 seconds and driving to the basket, and it has paid dividends for the Mustangs earlier this season. 11-11 and 12 seconds to go. Bushy's going to have the ball tapped away from him. Now 9 seconds. Bushy to Ois. 5 seconds to go. Ois driving down the lane. Tries to find Richardson. Macario with the steal, and it will end harmlessly. So if you're Munising and you think you need a shot there, okay, that's one thought, but you just took 1:05 off the clock. Negaunee forced to play defense. That's not a bad way to go.
No, it's not, actually. It's a good first quarter. We're 11-11 with Negaunee, who has so much more size than we have, and we're playing them really well right now.
I would agree.
We frustrated them a little bit on the press, and hopefully we can get a few shots to start falling when we take it inside or pick up some of the fouls on the big guys and get them in trouble.
Mustangs victorious their last time out. Wait a minute, last time I was Manistee. I'm going back a whole game to the Newbury game, which was a time ago.
Right.
And the JVs tonight fell in a ball game right before this one. And there are so many people playing basketball tonight. The 7th and 8th grade are at Ishpeming. The girls are at Manistee. The wrestlers are in Newbury. There's a home hockey game, and still the gym with a smattering of people from Negaunee, and pretty good showing from the faithful here in Munising. I don't know if there's anybody still out there listening on the radio, but we hope you're enjoying it as much as we are.
That's been a very entertaining first quarter here.
11-11 is the score, with the Miners to have first try here in the second period. Mustangs will trot out Gage Webster, the sophomore, to take Bushy's spot. He's guarding Wills. We'll have to check and see how that matchup is handled. Marshall in the corner to Urin. Top of the key to Marshall. His three's on the way. Air ball. Hits nothing, out of bounds to the Mustangs. And Duff, I think you're right. I keep saying Urin because that's how it's spelled, but it's Uren.
Yeah.
And we certainly don't mean any disrespect. I think you played basketball with probably a father or an uncle.
I believe it was played against his father in some City League tournaments, but I don't think he was on the team when I was a junior or senior. I think he was a year younger than that.
I believe you're right, because he was right between the two of us. And I didn't know whether it was his father or just somebody else in the family, but we'll try to get that right from this point forward. Veith has it 15 feet away from the basket at the free throw lane. Gets it to Webster. Webster's going to drive and kick it to, try to get it to Kelto. Tapped away by Uren. Now Ois for two. Long 2-point shots, no good. And rebound to Uren. He will slow things down, get it to Wills, who's even bigger. At 6'5", he will dribble up with Webster in his face. Now Macario guarded by Veith. 6:45 to go. No score in this quarter. It's still 11-11. We need help there, and we need it earlier than that. Veith and Uren will on the ball. It's no good. Richardson's going to get it. Mustangs very fortunate. They threw a lob pass, and we didn't have help out defense, and Uren just flat out missed a bunny, and the Mustangs, Joe Richardson clears the rebound. Very fortunate. Here goes Owens down the lane. Attacks, tapped out of bounds by Bingle. Kenya has to do so much. He makes the first guy miss. The second guy, he kind of operates a way to get the shot off, but it's the third guy who defends and knocks that ball out of bounds.
I think we find ourselves standing around too much when Kenya starts driving. Not enough people will move to the basket or make themselves eligible for a nice pass from Kenya.
He could kick it back out for a three or find somebody on the other side. Kelto with another beautiful pass, and this time Owens is going to go up strong, and Macario knocks him down. Owens will head to the line for 2 free throws. Kelto's been sharp tonight.
He's made some nice passes on the backdoor breaks to Kenya, which is very nice to see that he picks them up real well, makes a good pass.
Owens misses the first. The thing about that pass stuff is you have to recognize it and you have to throw it immediately because the defense is going to close. That opening won't stay open for long. Owens makes the second. Mustangs up 12-11. Zach Marshall, guarded by Kelto. These two will see each other in their sleep tonight. To Uren. Now Wills. Top the key to Marshall. Macario now will dribble, but get it in the corner to Uren. He's going to drive, and an illegal pick on Zach Marshall. I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. He picked him off. He was moving screen all the way.
I thought it was going to be on Kenya for slowing down the driver. 5:55 to go first half. 12-11. Munising with a 1-point lead and the basketball. 1 personal foul on the Mustangs, 5 on the Miners, so we're going to be close to that bonus. Bushy dribbling, guarded by Uren. Now Owens, little nice floater off the glass and good. You have to call glass to make that one count.
It was a nice play. He faded away, put the ball up hard so it would come off the glass.
14-11, Munising with the lead. Negaunee with the basketball, looking to chip away. 5:20 to go. Marshall's going to drive on Kelto, leave it for Bingle. Shots up, no good. Bingle was, and Bingle throws the ball off of Owens' face. So the Mustangs dangerously giving Bingle a point-blank shot, but he doesn't make it go in.
And I think Bingle got away with a foul there, too, going over the back when he slapped that ball off Owens' face.
I think you could be right. Clearly it was out of bounds by the Miners. Kelto near steal. It's off of Marshall. No, it's off of Andrew Kelto.
Good play.
This Kelto's like a water bug. He's just in your face all the time.
He's all over the place tonight. He's playing good defense.
5:05 to go. Quarter number 2. Marshall. And they're going to get it to Uren. Now top of the key to Macario. Back to Uren. They're looking for the lob inside. Wills for 3. No good. Rebound to Owens. Negaunee looks like they're racing their shots.
They're kind of content to take threes out there right now.
There goes Owens into the lane. Bank shot. Good.
That's smart basketball. Using that backboard.
Zach Marshall dribbling up. No real press this time for the Mustangs. Macario guarded by Veith. Beautiful pass by Macario, and he finds Uren. Uren off the glass and good. That big guy can throw a pass.
Yes.
16-13. Mustangs still up 3 after the basket by the Miners. Bushy has the basketball. Now Joey Richardson top of the key, guarded by Macario. Now Kelto, top of the key, dribbling, setting the offense. 4 minutes to go. We've played half of quarter number 2. Mustangs have scored 5 this quarter. The Miners have scored 2. So, nice start for the Mustangs. Let's talk a little about what Negaunee is settling for, because you mentioned they're content to take the 3. The very next trip down, Macario kind of with a nice pump fake and a bullet pass down low. I think if Negaunee goes low, we're going to be tough to stop. We're going to have a tough time stopping the Negaunee Miner offense.
Oh, yes. With their size, they should be going low right now, but you got your 6'5" kid hanging out around the three-point play line who doesn't want to seem to go down underneath. The other kids have got to do it. And Macario for his size, is a very nice ball player. He handles the ball and he passes really well.
Wills is running a lot of point. I don't know what happens to Marshall, but Wills has the ball at the top of the key, where you typically see a point guard. He's guarding Andrew Kelto. Telling you, it looks like, we've said about 10 inches, but it looks more like about 18 inches of difference in the size of these two kids. Kelto with the basketball, guarded by Wills. Richardson on the left wing, guarded by Macario. Bushy. Now Kelto. 33 to go. Kelto's jump shot's on the way, long. And no good on the offensive rebound. Macario with good position. He uses his body very well.
Yes.
He has the ball now on the left wing. He's going to spin on Veith. Shots up, no good. Owis taps the ball to Veith. Veith has got it, and a little bit of chippiness there underneath. Somebody's knocked off their feet, no call. Kelto now dribbling the basketball. And we'll slow things down. Mustang's very deliberate under Coach Waterman. They're a fun group of kids to watch play basketball.
They're getting pretty well disciplined on their offense. They look for one another real well.
Bushy nearly loses it to Kelto. Kelto's runners up, no good. Macario with another rebound. And they're going to get it to Marshall. They got to hustle back to the Mustangs. And Marshall's going to stop and find Bingle. Now top of the key to Macario. His three is up, no good. Great job boxing out by the Mustangs, but it's going to be controlled by the Miners. Ball was on the ground, and Mustangs just didn't get a fortunate break there. Give Bingle a lot of credit for working hard on the offensive glass for the Miners. Marshall between the legs. He's going to find Bingle, and shots up and good. Zach Marshall with another one of those beautiful passes. I don't know who's guarding Bingle, but he had left to help out, and the score is 16-15. 2:10 to go in this ball game as far as half number one. Kelto. Negaunee's played man-to-man the whole way, so have the Mustangs. Bushy's 8-foot jumpers up and true. 18-15. 1:51 to go. Here comes the press. Marshall's going to beat it this time down the left side. In the corner to Wills. Top the key to Uren. Now Marshall, guarded by Kelto. One personal foul on the Mustangs. Beautiful pass, and this time it's going to get and go, and Richardson with the foul. That's Uren driving, and just a little scoop pass to Bingle. This Negaunee team isn't undefeated by accident.
No, Richardson was just a little bit late getting there for the help out and taking the position to draw the charge.
Old-fashioned three-point play is no good. Rebound to Veith. 1:31 to go, 18-17. Mustangs with a little mini break. Kelto thinks the better of it, wraps around and starts the offense. It's Bushy right in front of the Negaunee bench. Now Richardson, top of the key to Kelto. Here comes Owis. He's open for three, but isn't going to take it. Backward dribble back to Kelto. 1 minute. Are they going to take a whole minute and 13 seconds off the clock here? That's when I looked up. It would be
a nice play to do that. I could settle for that. A nice patient offense for this last minute. Get a good look.
Owis knocked off his feet by Wills. The crowd wanted a foul. I didn't see it.
I think there could have been a foul called there.
16 fouls on the Miners, so they have none to give. The Mustangs have committed 2 personal fouls in the first half. One on Bushy, one on Richardson. So nobody in foul trouble. It's amazing to me, Duff, that the Mustangs can play this kind of defense, this kind of in-your-face defense. And we got the ball at half court. It's going to be held, and it's going to be Munising basketball. Bushy was a little lackadaisical, and they knocked him into backcourt, so he got held up there.
Got himself out too far, close to the half-court line, and then it was easier for him to trap him. And then they kind of poked the ball away. And
so my point on this defense, how does Munising play this much in-your-face defense and commit 2 fouls? They have to play perfect defense.
They're not reaching. They're not slapping at the ball. They're staying in position.
Fun to watch, as we've mentioned. Hope you're enjoying it at home. 15 seconds to go. Kelto. Mustangs didn't get much of a shot the last time. that they ran the ball down, but that means Negaunee doesn't have much of a shot either. Bushy with 7 seconds.
Got to get it to him now. Got to find
There
him.
goes Bushy to the hole. Shots up. It's Munising basketball with 1 second to go.
Man. I came out of my seat there. Bushy should have been on the free throw line right there.
Bushy looked like he was fouled with 1 second to go.
He came all over his body.
Olis on the way, no good.
No good, but a real good first half.
Very good the first half, 18-17. And Coach Waterman can't believe it. The Negaunee Miners can. They are in a dogfight here in Munising. I had mentioned I was going to keep track of the stats, but the way I was going to start writing stuff in, we had a little trouble getting on the air, and the pace of this thing going up and down so fast to begin with. I'm just shocked that the Mustangs have committed 2 personal fouls playing this much intense defense. Your point is well taken that they're playing smart, but can they hang on against a much taller Negaunee front line in this second half? All right, we're back here in Munising. The Miners have received their halftime instruction. The Mustangs have received their halftime instruction. Anybody's ball game at 18-17. Charlie Nebel along with Dave Fleck. And you realize, Dave, this might, if this is a good luck charm, we're not going to let you off the air here. Mustangs playing pretty good basketball.
Well, let's hope it works out. Munising's got a good chance to win this ball game the way they're playing.
Negaunee Miners undefeated on this season and knocked off the Mustangs by 6 or 7 up there in Negaunee earlier in the season.
I wasn't at the game, but they said it was a game Munising could have won.
Kelto has got the rebound after Veith taps it to him. Marshall with the missed shot. Munising in a hurry to Bushy, and I hope that goes. It doesn't. I'd like to see the Mustangs slow things down there.
That was one Bushy should have kept and worked back out. He shot over the bigger kid.
If it drops, it's fantastic, but if it doesn't, it's right back in Negaunee's hands. You could have taken a minute off the clock, making Negaunee work on defense. Marshall guarded by Kelto. Mustangs still playing a very, very in-your-face defense. Here's a shot on the way. It's long, and it was Uren with the shot and Ois with the rebound. Now Kelto. This time the Mustangs will slow things down and run a little yellow. Kelto gets by, up and no good. Great defense, I guess, by Wills. Kelto got around him to the hole. Great look, but no good. Uren is going to stop and do the shuffle butt, and that is a violation. Mustang basketball on the turnover.
I think Andrew was looking more for the foul than making the layup, where he should have concentrated on putting the ball in the hoop.
Wills might be a foot taller than him, but Kelto's got all kinds of quickness compared to the 6'5" Negaunee point guard. Ois double teamed, ball's tapped away, but he'll keep his dribble. Can he also surprise you as strong as he is? He stops, pops, off the glass, won't go. Macario with the rebound. That was a good look for the Mustangs. In fact, we've had 2 good shots, haven't made any of them.
Right.
Macario fakes the 3, he's going to drive, goes through Bushy, shots up, no good. Ois with the rebound, it's off of Ois, and give Tanner Uren some hustle points there for making Ois work real hard. Ois got some ups too. Like I said, he's stronger than he looks out there. We're going to enter it to Macario, now Bingle. Uren is going to fake it, and to Marshall. Thought he might take it. Marshall will. Shots up. No, it's a beautiful pass down low. Marshall looked like he was shooting. Mustangs released the defense, and instead he found Dan Bingle for an easy putback. And the Mustangs down 1 point at 19-18. Negaunee first blood here in the second half. Bushy goes into the trees, has it knocked away, but keeps it and back out to the 3-point arc. Gets it to Ois. Munising has had 3 decent looks in this half, haven't made a shot. Richardson to Ois. Off the glass and gone. I've never seen him try that. This time he's had 3 shots in the paint off the glass. Ois puts the Mustangs back ahead. Marshall gets by Kelto and will now set up the offense. Wills looking for the lob pass to Bingle. Won't pull the trigger. Tanner Uren to Macario. 15-foot baseline jumper is down. Negaunee back on top, 21-20. Can the Mustangs answer? 5 minutes to go, quarter number 3. Ois dribbling, guarded by Marshall. Negaunee looks tired. Look at him. Look at Macario. He's going to reach in and commit a foul. Doesn't he look tired?
Yes, he does. Macario's getting a little winded out there. The pace and movement by Munising is getting to him. I think we can frustrate him a little bit here with our slow pace at times. And then when we speed it back up, they're not used to that.
Ois, jump shot, down! It's a 2.5 pointer. He had 1 foot behind the arc, 1 foot inside of it. Obviously, it only counts for 2. Mustangs back up 22-21. Marshall to Macario. Mustangs making the big cat work hard. He's backing Richardson in, but leaves it for Wills. Wills to Marshall. Marshall's going to drive and leave it for Bingle. No 3 seconds. Here comes Macario. Beautiful move down the lane, but no good on the shot. And give Richardson some credit for the help-out defense that time. And the big cat misses. Kelto down the lane to Bushy for 3. Corner. No good. Rebound to Richardson. Now Kelto. Oh! Two shots!
That should be 2. That was intentional.
And it's not going to be intentional. Called intentional,
man,
but
he wrapped his arms right around him, grabbed a hold of him.
Now, a minute ago, we saw Macario kind of breathing hard and not able to play defense. That time it was Kyle Wills, who was very frustrated, going after Kelto. Out of the corner, it's Ois, and it's down, and it's 3. And it's 25-21. Mustangs under 4 minutes to play. Mustangs are going to nearly force a turnover, and it still isn't over the half-court line. Finally, Uren gets it over. He's going to drive, shots up, no good, gets his own rebound. No, it's to Ois. Ois is going to split the defense and go down. And there on Kyle Wills, he looks frustrated, Dustin.
Oh, they all look frustrated. And Munising is getting to him right now with the style of play they're using. They're working hard on him. And you see Macario putting his hands on his hips. He looks winded. Wills is a little bit frustrated out there.
That's 3 personal fouls on Wills.
And Kenya is actually beating some of these guys on the board, which is very impressive with his size compared to everybody else.
And for the first time tonight, we see a sub from the Negaunee bench. Coach O'Donnell forced to go with Tyler Beaumont. So neither coach has gone deep into their bench at all. This has been a lot of fun. Mustangs up 5 now on the Ois make it 6 as he makes both. 3:43 to go. Here comes the Mustangs pressure. 27-21 is your score. Mustangs have...
Oh, he carried it.
Macario for 3 out of the corner. No good. Rebound to Ois. Negaunee looking a little bit nervous. Ois to Kelto, burn some clock, make these tired Negaunee defenders work hard on defense. Burn some clock and find an opening. Richardson on the left edge. Top the key to Kelto. Kelto guarded by Beaumont. He's fresh. He's brand new in the ball game. Kelto's going to go down the lane. Little scoop shots up, no good. Rebound to Bingle for the Miners. 3:03 to go in the quarter. Kelto guarding Marshall. Marshall is a transfer from Gwynn. Shots up, no good. Rebound up, no good. Rebound to Bingle. Working very hard is the senior forward for the Miners. Uren to Marshall. Macario, who's going to drive on Veith and roll over. He's going to roll over. Joey Richardson, second time this quarter that Richardson's had phenomenal help-out defense. This time Macario rolls him over. I think that's 3 on the big cat. It is.
You got to give Joey a lot of credit stepping in there and giving up about 85 pounds there, it seems like.
Mustangs have a 6-point lead and the basketball. 2:30 to go in the quarter. Here goes Ois down the lane. Shots up. And he's fouled. And there's a technical. No, they should call it. Macario slams the ball to the floor. No call on the slamming.
Munising, Kenya has just got him frustrated. He took him off the dribble, took him to the hoop, and finished at the basket. Macario slams the ball to the court. Nothing called for a technical, which definitely should have been whistled. You cannot let that kind of play go on.
Well, if you wondered, was Macario frustrated a few moments ago, the answer is yes.
Yes, very much so. I think a few of the Negaunee players are really frustrated. I think they thought they were going to walk in here and just roll over Munising.
29-21. Mustangs up 8 at this stage. We got some news from a couple of the other games. At halftime, the Munising girls are ahead of Manistee 24-19. The 7th grade dropped a tough one to Ishpeming 35-20. The 8th grade was up 15 or so at halftime, and looks like they're going to pursue a victory. The wrestlers, and when Dave, you and I were in high school, the wrestlers always started from the lightest kid to the heavyweight. The heavyweight was always the last match.
Exactly.
Now they draw it out of a hat, and then they go through that rotation. And it just so happened that they started tonight with the lightest weight and moved up to the heavyweight. And in the heavyweight match, Cody Bronson pinned a guy from the Sioux, and the Mustangs won the match by 4 points in the final match of the night.
That's very impressive to have your heavyweight come up with a pin for your win against the Sioux, which is a much bigger school.
Indeed. Cody Bronson, you don't want to mess with him. That kid is one tough bugger.
Yeah.
So big night for Mustang sports. Too bad not more people are here watching this one. We hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. Charlie Nebel and Dave Fleck watching the Mustangs take an 8-point lead over the Miners. Owis's free throw is no good. Beaumont with the rebound gets it to Marshall. He's going to push to Macario. Macario playing with 3 personals. Be nice to get one more on him.
Exactly.
Marshall. No team fouls whistled on the Mustangs. Playing just phenomenal, in-your-face, pressure defense, but playing it well. Lob pass to Marshall. Shots up, no good. Rebound is going to be handled by Bingle, and there's a reach-in and a silly foul on Kenya Owis. I had to open my mouth and say how smart the Mustangs were playing. Kenya with a silly one that time.
Munising should have came away with the basketball there on the bad pass on the alley-oop, and then the bad shot, and Munising just didn't take and control the ball.
Great hustle both ways, though. Mustangs playing well. Negaunee hustling after the basketball. Uren with the ball. Now Beaumont. Beaumont dribbling to his right. And they're going to get Richardson for a foul away from the ball as he was trying to fight for position with Bingle. And do you think Coach O'Donnell maybe said to the referees, look at the foul totals at 5-0?
I would have to say he's been chirping about it a little bit. And,
there's Macario down low. Now Bingle, top of the key. Here's Uren down the lane. Macario is going to drive. Oh, Richardson moved out of the way.
Oh, that was one where Richardson should have stayed where he was at.
With your hands up.
He could have picked up another charge on the big fella and got him in foul trouble big time.
Even if he doesn't draw the foul, he's at least going to stop him there. Macario off the glass and good. 29-23, 1:25 to go in the quarter. Bushy driving, and he's going to be fouled by Beaumont. Excuse me, fouled by Uren. And with
Negaunee's already picked up 6 fouls here.
So Mustangs will be shooting. Kelto tries to feed that pass. We talked about how it has to be immediate. This time, Macario with the steal turns the ball over, but it's going to be up no good. Kelto with the foul, and he's in Marshall's face, and he's been there all night. No real foul trouble for the Mustangs, but that doesn't mean you can start taking silly ones now. That's 3 in the last 30 seconds on the Mustangs. 1:07 to go in the quarter. Be nice to have a couple fouls to give if we needed them late in this ball game. Macario for 2. It's up. It's good.
Got away with the little bunny hop before he took the shot.
Mustangs still up 4 at 29-25. Negaunee on a 4-0 run. They had pushed the lead to 8, had the Mustangs. And Wills will check in on the next dead ball unless the Mustangs take this down to the final tick of the quarter. 40 seconds to go now. Kelto with the basketball. 33 seconds to go. Kelto to Owis. Owis is going to drive on Marshall. No, he's going to back out. 29 seconds. Negaunee really extending their defense. Bushy dribbling. Finds Kenya. 20 seconds to go. 29-25 is your score. Munising with a 4-point lead. They have the basketball trying to milk the final ticks out of the third quarter. Kelto to Bushy. Bushy going to drive down the left side. Shots up and no good. Rebound to Richardson to Kelto. Olis for three. No good. Rebound to Richardson. Shots up and no good. Richardson working very hard on the offensive glass. Mustangs had 3 looks in the final 10 seconds, and the crowd here acknowledging a spirited effort by the Mustangs. I want to say one thing, however, gentlemen, your job is not done. You've got 8 minutes of basketball to play. You can't win this thing until all of the seconds have ticked off the clock.
Munising had a great opportunity there to pick up a bucket. They missed 2 good shots, and the last shot was kind of a desperation hurry up with a second to go. It just come off the rim. They were all good-looking looks at the bucket, but we just needed it to fall.
All right, let's reset the game. After 1 quarter, it was 11-11. At halftime, the Mustangs were ahead by 1, 18-17. After 3 quarters, that's where we are now, 29-25, 8 minutes to go. 6 team fouls on the Miners, 3 team fouls on the Mustangs. Mustangs will have the ball to begin the 4th and final quarter on the alternating possession, which means that the next jump ball will be Negaunee's. The girls, as we mentioned, halftime score, they're ahead by 5 at Manistique. That game will be available tomorrow, the radio version from our friends down in Manistique. Devin Lawrence is going to have that available at WQXO.com. Again, the 7th grade got knocked off tonight by about 15. 8th grade up 15 at halftime. And the Wrestlers victorious in Newberry against the Sioux. And wow, this is the story with 8 minutes to go. If you're just tuning in, the Mustangs ahead of undefeated Negaunee, 29-25. Kelto with the basketball. And the Mustangs need to be patient and aggressive, and that's a tough combination. Here goes Bushy at the glass. He's going to stop and pop, and it's out of bounds. No, it's saved by Bingle. He's had a nice ball game. Works very hard, does number 5, Dan Bingle. He is a 6'4" senior forward, and I thought the ball had been blocked out of bounds, but Bingle went and saved it. Negaunee with the basketball to Bingle. His shot's up, short-handed it. Bingle looked a little tight on that one from 6 feet. Owis with the rebound. And Coach Waterman getting some direction from the referees over there. This would be a bad time to pick up a technical foul. I agree with you. Macario slamming that ball down as a high school kid. You see that a lot in the pros, but it's got no point in this particular ball game.
The referees have got to make that call. It's a call that's got to be made. You can't let the kid overshadow.
Kelto runs into a bad call. Kelto runs into Wills.
And Charlie's famous for that, giving the better known player the break and the fouls all the time.
Wow. Kelto gets whistled with his second, and it's an offensive foul as Wills would have fouled out on that if it had gone the other way. Owis is going to get fouled by Macario!
Kenny Owis just stepped up big for Munising right there by stepping in and taking the charge on the 280-pound Macario.
And that's 4 on Macario. Here comes Beaumont. So 4 on Wills, 4 on Macario.
Munising needs to attack Macario or Wills right now.
Because that is a non-shooting offensive foul, it will not be Mustangs on an alternating possession. Excuse me, on the free throw, 1-on-1 free throw. Joey Richardson is pressured and turns the ball over. Joe just needs to secure that ball. He looked flustered and just literally threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, they just subbed in for Macario.
So he's down. And Beaumont will come back in, the only sub of the ball game for the Miners. Webster is the only sub for the Mustangs. Wills to Marshall. Same score as halftime. Nobody scored yet in the half. Wills, 3 is on the way. It's no good. Rebound to Marshall. He's tied up by Owis. Owis is going to be whistled for the foul.
I don't know about that one. It looked like Kenya had the ball all the way. Marshall come down with the ball, and he turned and just presented it to Kenya, and Kenya did the right thing by grabbing it. And I believe the ref was out of position to make the call.
It's Bingle. Shots up and good. Richardson just didn't find him on the out of bounds. I've often wondered how you don't play defense 3 feet away from your basket. That time the Mustangs did not. Negaunee draws first blood here in the 4th and final quarter. 6 minutes to go. Webster's coming in a second. Kelto picks up his dribble, knocked into the backcourt, picks it up and reattacks. He gets it to Owis. Owis going to drive, find Richardson. Thinks about the jump shot, won't take it. Gets it to Kelto, top of the key. yellow, whatever that is. It's Bushy dribbling down the left side, and timeout Munising. 5:44 to go. I got news for you, Duff. This is a great game, but we're not going to win it 29-27.
No, we're not. I think this would be a good time to come out and set something up for Kenya to where you can let them go right to the hoop. Have them take it in, and hopefully that Wills will come over to help out and pick up a foul on them.
This isn't a game where you would really want to set up a jump shooter with all the foul trouble, with the fact even a little bump now, the Mustangs go to the line.
Exactly. We need to take the ball to the basket to pick up another foul on one of their big people.
Mustangs have the basketball. They have a 2-point lead, and they have 5 minutes and 44 seconds to knock off the number 1 team in the Upper Peninsula. Well, I don't know if they're the number 1 team. They're the number 1 team in the Mid-Peninsula Conference. How about that?
Yeah.
Ois is going to go into the backcourt to Kelto. Kelto back to Ois. 5:40 to go. Marshall with the defense on Ois. They're going to clear it out. He's going to drive. Shots up. No good. Marshall with the... It's really what you called, Duff. It's exactly what you called, and it's what I said, which is Marshall fouls him before he's in the act of shooting, but it still sends Ois to the line.
Yes.
Really nice job of coaching by Waterman.
Yep. Recognize your mismatch. Marshall can't handle Ois. You might as well have Ois take him off the dribble and hope that one of the big guys will come over to pick him up, and where he'll be able to take advantage of that and get himself to the free throw line.
Big free throws for the junior. You know, we've done the math. Kenya Ois in his junior year would have to average about 23 points a game to join that 1,000-point club. That's just how tough it is to get there.
Oh, yes. It's very tough to get there.
Ois makes and makes. Mustangs lead is 4. Here come the Miners. Marshall to Uren. Uren back to Marshall. Ois on Marshall. He's going to get by him, drive the lane, and no. If Beef stands still, he's got it, but he backed up. Backed up.
Beef started backing up when the contact was coming. If he stands there, like Charlie said, he's got the charge, and that's another foul on Marshall, which would be very nice to get him in deep foul trouble too.
But it will send Marshall to the line. Great help out defense by Veith, but he's got to just stand tall, take the contact, and roll backwards. Instead, he started backing up, so I think the referee's got that one right. You know, Garrett did everything right until the very last second he moved backwards. He did a nice job moving over. Free throw number 2 is no good. Good box out.
That was a bad reach. The referees missed one there.
Took it right away from Ois.
Reached all the way across Ois's body. That's when the refs have got to call.
Beaumont steals it from Ois and puts it in. Kelto's going to drive, gets it to Richardson, and Kelto's going to go to the line. This Beaumont's very aggressive out there. He's reaching all over the place. He's physical. He's trying to bump them all over. He's trying to bump them off the ball. I think he was their tailback in football. I'm not quite sure on that. I didn't see Negaunee play this year. Kelto at the line. No good rebound. Oh, it's got taken away by Wills. 5:05 to go. Mustangs ahead by 1. And they're going to lob it into Wills. Double team. They're going to find Beaumont. His three's on the way. No good. Air ball. Oh, it's got to be a foul on Beaumont. Going to send Ois to the line. Now we're at 2 the rest of the way because that is the 10th personal foul. Kenya should be able to make a living at the free throw line tonight from the rest of this point in the game. 4:52 to go. Do you run any other offense than just have your guards take care of the basketball and get fouled? I mean, I don't say take the air out of it. You still need to look aggressively. You got to look aggressively, but I think with this team you can take some time off the clock. And I agree with you. I think that if you're content to win or lose this thing at the free throw line, if you're Munising, it can be done. If you can keep getting the ball in Kenya's hands in the right places, they'll have a good chance. They should win this game then. Ois makes both. We're under 5 minutes now. The best game the Mustangs have played this season thus far. We're more than 3/4 through this. Wills is going to drive and move scoop shots up, no good. Bingo and jump ball. That one will go Negaunee's way. Somebody didn't screen out Bengal. Well, Wills just kind of went in there and threw it up. This Negaunee team looks flustered. I mean, they are flustered. That really isn't the shot that you want if you're Coach O'Donnell. Wills is going to drive, spin, good help out. He finds Bingle, shots up, and no good. And he'll go to he finds Bingle, right? Not Beaumont? Yeah, Bingle, number 5. Will head to the line for 2. 4:29 to go in the game. Bingle at the line. That foul is on Richardson. That's his 3rd. Free throws up and good. Mustangs have gotten about a minute out of Gage Webster. Other than that, nobody on that bench has played as the fouls begin to mount for Richardson.
Richardson with a nice rebound. It's lucky that Wills didn't pick up another foul there.
Owis, with 4:20 to go, has the basketball.
I would say right now you run a clear out and let Kenya go one-on-one against his man.
Richardson is double teamed, picks up the ball to Bushy. Bushy with the crossover, gets it to Owis. Owis is going to go in. And
he got bumped off the ball by Wills.
By Beaumont.
Beaumont just shoved Owis to the floor.
No
got
call.
away with it. No call.
Richardson can't defend down low. Joe Richardson, for the first time, looks tired. There's a Mustang on the floor that looks tired.
I think right there, Negaunee got the breaks in this game because of their Negaunee. The referees just let a couple plays go. That shouldn't have happened.
Richardson has used his dribble, but now gets it to Bushy. Mustangs 33-33. And 3:33 left in the game. Lots of threes on the floor.
Yeah, nice drive.
Drives off the glass. It's good. Mustangs back up 35-33. Beaumont is going to go by Veith, and Veith trips him. Garrett's just got to move his feet there.
Just a little lax. He got by him quickly, and Veith just wasn't ready for the play.
And you know how easy it is to get lax for a split second, but that's one of the things this Mustang team rarely does, is have a mental lapse. That time, Garrett just a little slow getting into the defensive position. Beaumont at the line for a 1-and-1. No good.
Wills
it's Richardson clears
held him off.
And gets it to Owis. Mustangs by 2 with the basketball. 3:22 to go in the ball game. Macario will come in on the next dead ball. Do you want to call a timeout of your coach Waterman to get him in? I'd say no.
I would say no. You wouldn't want to do that right now, but he wants to set something up, and I think he's going to set up a play to get Kenya a shot. I would have kept the ball
I would have
on
kept
the
it
floor
bouncing.
to keep Macario off the floor.
Take another minute off of this.
Take another minute off to make him sit there at the scorer's table. You don't want that big body coming back into the ball game right at this point.
Mustangs have scored 6 in the quarter. Negaunee has scored 8 to draw within 2. The Mustangs have the ball. The Mustangs have the possession arrow favoring them, and the Mustangs are shooting a double bonus for every Negaunee foul. On the other end, if the Mustangs foul in a non-shooting sense, it will allow one more 1-and-1 opportunity for Negaunee. After that, it's the double bonus. And Richardson now with 3 fouls has put himself into the danger zone. The Miners have 2 players on the floor with 4.
And I'm surprised Wills, with the way he's gone over the back here a couple of times, hasn't picked up his 5th and found himself sitting on the bench.
He's worked very hard on the offensive end on missed free throw attempts, but each time, once Richardson, once Veith, very strong with the basketball.
And Munising has got to be strong with the basketball from here on out. They can't afford any lack in concentration on taking care of the basketball.
Mustangs will inbounds to Bushy. Now Owis. Owis dribbling, guarded by Marshall. The guy's in a zone.
Now they're playing man-to-man here.
Okay, they're Mustangs standing around. It looks like a zone.
You got too many guys at the free throw line. Need a little better spacing on the court.
Kelto with the basketball, guarded by Wills. Kelto will be able to make him chase him all day long. What he gives up in height, he picks up in quickness. Richardson to Kelto. Kelto to Bushy in the left corner, right in front of the Mustang bench, and Uren follows him.
Pushes and follows him.
And Bushy will head to the line. I think that's 3 or 4 on. That's 2 on Tanner Uren.
I think about everybody else is in foul trouble but Uren.
Bushy in and out, free throw number 1.
Well, we need him to knock down this one.
It's on the way, it's good. 36-33. Mustangs decide not to press at this point. And boy, I think you like to turn the heat up a little bit if you're
a little bit. I think they should put pressure on Marshall a little bit more when he's bringing it up.
Macario to Wills. Wills to Macario. Fakes the three. He's going to drive. Shots up and no good. Rebound Richardson. And he's ripped. And Wills is gone. Finally, they're going to get him on the offensive glass. And Garrett Veith, who collected that rebound, will head to the line to shoot two.
That's 4 on Wills. Wills just come up.
No, that's 4. I thought he had 4. I apologize.
That's 4 on Wills. I thought he had 4 also, but Wills with the cheap reach. And that's why Munising doesn't reach, because he'll pick up all these cheap fouls. Now on the next possession, I would attack him if I could.
Veith, no good. Free throw number 1. 2:18 to go in the ball game. Mustangs by 3. Garrett Veith has a chance to make it 4. This is a big free throw. And it is no good.
Went to the line. Looks like he's going too deep in his knee bend to get that shot up there properly.
So 2:10 to go. Negaunee in a position to tie with a long-range bomb. They've hit a couple tonight. Marshall, top of the key to Wills. His three's on the way. No good. Rebound to Macario. Long rebound. He's going to drive, find Wills. Back to Macario. Fakes the 15-foot shot, gets it to Urin. Shots up and good. Bushy with the defense, not good enough.
Should have held his ground a little more and then went down. He was in good position, but...
Mustangs up 1, 36-35. Veith missed 2 big free throws a possession ago. Mustangs, will they work this? My suspicion is they will. And we'll see what happens. We've got 90 ticks left in this ball game. Kelto with the basketball. Now Richardson. Richardson tapped away. Oh my gosh, they're going to get it to Bingle. He's away and good, and Negaunee has the lead. How did that happen?
You got to get the ball in Kenya's hand. You got to.
Richardson had the ball stripped from him, and then dove for the ball. He's just got to pick it up. If he picks it up, he's going to get fouled. Instead, he tries to save it, and he saves it right to Dan Bingle, who goes the length of the court with a layup, and Negaunee, out of nowhere, has their first lead in forever at 37-36. Mustangs look to take 90 seconds off the clock, forcing Negaunee to foul. Instead, Negaunee with a huge turnover.
Right now, Munising's got to come out, and they have to set something up for Kenya. You got to go to Kenya and have him go one-on-one with his guy, or get him off a good screen. You got to really take care of the ball, and you got to hold on to it strongly. Richardson just didn't have a good grip on the ball to where he was going to be strong with the basketball.
Macario tapped it away. And you know Joey's a lot quicker than Macario. He just needs to go over and pick up the basketball. And instead, Joey, with good hustle. I guess I'm a little critical, but
it's, you know, he needed to hustle a little more. He needed to be a little stronger with that ball. You can't present it to the big guy. He's got good hands.
And I'll tell you, whatever just happened is over, because it's winning time for these Mustangs.
Oh, yeah.
A little over a minute to go. We're down 1. We've got the basketball. So whatever has happened thus far, gentlemen, if you've missed a rebound, if you've missed a layup, if you've not defended, it's time to go win this basketball game.
Right now, it's
Owis, guarded by Marshall. Owis is going to drive and gets Bingle off his feet, and that is smart basketball.
Very smart play on Kenya's play. Give him the head fake. The guy went up, then he went up into him, got the shot off. Now he'll go to the line for 2.
Straight up a minute to play. Owis makes free throw 1. We're all tied at 37. That's 3 personal fouls on Dan Bingle. Owis breaks the tie at 38-37. No press for the Mustangs. Marshall will dribble up into Kelto's defense. Wills dribbling with Bushy on him. Crowd starting to sense it. Marshall's going to drive. Shots up. Good. Negaunee back ahead. 38-39. Here comes Owis. Behind the back dribble. 36 seconds to go to Kelto. Now Owis. Owis is going to get the screen. He's going to drive. Shots up. And it's a block on Macario. He's out. And Owis has the line.
I Otis took the ball strong to the hoop, and McCarley was just a half a step late getting there. And that was another good heads-up play by Kenya Otis. Otis is playing really smart basketball here. Starting to
McCarley's letting the refs hear about it here too, saying it's the same thing that happened on the other end. And he's out. Now they can't let him shoot the ball until they put a new player in. And Beaumont will enter for the Miners. Otis will shoot 2. And he's going to make at least one of these to tie it up.
Yes. Where he's shooting, I think he makes them both.
He made that one.
On Munising's next possession, the way Wills is guarding Kelto, I would have Kelto and Otis play a 2-man game to get that mismatch and get Kenya on Wills and see if he can't go to the hoop.
And then he breaks the tie. Mustangs ahead 40-39. 25 seconds left in the ball game.
Got to play smart defense here.
Wills is going to drive. Shots up. No good! Rebound to Beaumont, to Marshall. 17 seconds to go. Here's your end. He's looking for Marshall. He's going to shoot. 15-foot jumper. No good! Rebound to the Mustangs!
Mustang ball!
7 seconds to go. This thing isn't over.
Not over. We got to get it in. We got to get it into Kenya Otis' hands.
7 seconds to go.
Got to go to Kenya.
Timeout Munising. That rebound came all the way out. Coach O'Donnell's asking for it. It didn't touch any player. It just touched anybody. All the way out.
O'Donnell's almost out to half court.
And the Negaunee fans giving the referees the business, but that one, there was no call to make.
There was no call to make. The ball come off the rim, shot all the way over just in front of us, and nobody touched it. It was definitely Munising's basketball.
Mustangs, hey, you know what the Mustangs have? They have the held ball. If the Mustangs enter it, they can just close on it.
Exactly.
And let them hold the ball, and we get it again. That takes 5 ticks off, and at this stage, 5 ticks are probably more important than points or scores or anything, fouls or anything.
Right.
So if we inbound it.
All we got to do is inbound it and keep it away from them. Just anything. A held ball, they're not going to try to get a held ball. They're going to want to foul and send us to the line.
But if you're the Mustangs and you just hold on to the ball, you can almost turtle the thing.
Right.
Because you don't have to come over.
Keep pivoting.
You don't have to come up over the half court line.
Nope. We got enough time. We can keep it in the back court. But this is one definitely you want to get into Kenya's hands.
Because they are going to force somebody to foul. All right,
you got to set it good.
We've got a wide receiver.
They're doubling right here.
And it's going to be entered to Otis. And he's fouled
with 5 seconds to go.
That's your end with the foul.
Looks like 5 on the clock. It might be 6.
I think it's 6.
I think it's 6 too.
It's a good job with the clock operator because it was an immediate foul.
Oh yeah. As soon as he caught it, he was fouling him.
Now Otis needs to make one of these.
Get Webster back. Get Webster back. I would.
Otis at the line. First one's good. Otis
has been steady at the free throw line down here in the 4th quarter.
Timeout Coach O'Donnell. And the Negaunee Miners want to talk about it. The undefeated season hanging in the balance. 6 ticks left here in Munising. Otis at the line for the second of a 2-shot penalty. And the Miners will have a 3-point shot to tie if he makes, or to win if he misses, and or they'll work it in, and they're talking about what they're going to do right now on the make or the miss. The Mustangs just need to play good, solid defense regardless of what happens here, and they can knock off the mighty Miners here in Munising.
I would take and put Webster and Otis, or Webster and Kelto, back a little deeper than what they're playing right now, and just tell them don't foul, make them force up a 3.
And
you got to defend the 3-point line right here without any fouls.
Mustangs getting their direction from Coach Waterman. The Miners, #1 team in the Mid-Peninsula Conference, have yet to lose. And they're in danger right now, but still very much alive mathematically. How about realizing
Yes, realizing that
Wills
Wills is deeper than you. You never let anybody get deeper than you on a free throw.
it
marries it.
Now
Another one.
Now you put some pressure on
Put a little pressure on him.
Yeah. And there's Marshall dribbling up. 4 seconds to go. He's got it.
He traveled.
Up.
No good! No good! Munising comes away with the win. Wills was